Hey there. So I'm here to talk with you today about my symptoms post embryo transfer. It's a really exciting experience. Okay. I definitely want to record my symptoms especially in regards to breastfeeding while I'm doing the embryo transfer. So I wrote them all down, make a little journal, so I can give you like a really accurate um, day by day, uh, account of what would happen from the transfer to about 8 days post transfer. So my transfer was done. I had 2 embryos transferred on a Tuesday. Um, the day of transfer, I'm just calling day of transfer, I guess it would be, I did call it day one. So day one of transfer on that Tuesday, I had a significant amount of cramping. Again, I had 2 embryos, 5-day embryos transferred. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m. For the day of transfer, I remember pumping to empty my breasts because I'm lactating for my 1-year-old. So I did pump to empty about 8 a.m. and then I had the transfer done at 10 a.m. I didn't have much milk at that time. I had really been working to get my supply down because the higher your prolactin is, the less likely the embryos are to implant. So again, I'd probably gotten my supply down to about 8 ounces a day by the time we did the transfer at that 10 a.m. on Tuesday. A day of transfer, I remember I had a lot of cramping. The cramping actually wasn't entirely in the uterus. I was really surprised. I had just general abdominal cramping and also bloating. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, cramping was probably like at a 5. Bloating was pretty bad. Bloating was like at a 6. Just felt generally really full. Um, the day after transfer, so from like that Wednesday morning and all day Wednesday, I was so bloated. I was just like, this is crazy. I felt so bloated. I felt seriously like pregnant. I felt maybe like 2 months pregnant. I looked 2 months pregnant, like just general bloating and fullness. And again, severe cramping. Cramping went straight up. Okay, third day, the Thursday. So again, I had the transfer done on a Tuesday. Thursday hit, and again, the bloating was ridiculous. I put here bloating, hot flashes, warm feelings, but it's also really equivalent to just the feelings of being on a lot of hormones. I did not take HCG. I did not take a trigger shot, no HCG. I was taking uh, the 200 milligrams progesterone the little capsules. I was taking 4 of those as a vaginal suppository every day. So every day I'm putting 4 vaginal suppositories of progesterone up. And then I'm on the Vivel estrogen patches. So the estrogen and progesterone were just like, they do numbers on you. And I was thinking these hot flashes are absolutely just because of these hormones. Again, this was Thursday. So on Thursday, I wrote down that I had cramping again. The cramping was probably equally as bad. It was probably an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. So cramping, bloating. There you go. So cramping, bloating, full. Oh, the uterus. So the uterus felt really full. But the just general abdominal aching and cramping was really bad. Hot flashes, and then I felt like little pinpricks in the sides of my uterus, which was really unique. The pinpricking. But then on Thursday night, so again, I had the transfer done at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Thursday night hits, and I remember lying down. I was tired that day on Thursday, but I remember lying down. It was probably at 8 p.m. and I felt like somebody taken a heating pad, and put it up in my uterus, and the whole uterus felt like burning, throbbing, like warm. It was just such a unique feeling. I'm like, it's got to be working. Like it's working. I know it's working. Okay, and I felt like confident that was implantation, that it was more than hormones. It was a really unique, just intensely warm, throbbing feeling of all the blood in my body rushing to my uterus. I was like, this got to be it. I'm pregnant. Okay, but Friday hits. Everything disappeared on Friday. No symptoms. I was like, it didn't work. Friday, I was about to give up. I was like, I put on here, Friday, 4th day, no symptoms. Very light cramping, hot flashes, bloating, but I didn't feel the nausea that, I was thinking I'd feel. I didn't feel like, I didn't feel pregnant. I was like, these are just the hormones. This isn't working. And I felt a lot of doubt. And then my mood went down. And then I was like, so Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, I was like, I'm pregnant. It didn't work. And it got really, really low. Okay. I didn't feel nauseous. I didn't feel anything. I really just felt a lack of anything. I felt a lack of pregnancy. I felt empty even though I was still bloated. Not as bloated. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 2. So I still felt bloated. I still felt kind of achy. But then on Sunday, so Sunday would be, Sunday would be, Saturday I put day 5. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, day 6. I put Sunday bloating, not that bad. I was still a little bloated. Cramping, kind of, a little bit. But I started getting a little bit of vertigo. So Sunday rolls around, and I remember I woke up and I walked into a wall. And I was like, what did I just do that for? I got really silly. And I just had a little bit of vertigo, and the cramping changed. The cramping changed from a general abdominal cramp to a uterus, like a cramp in my lower uterus, like right down there. I was like, this is not feeling good. It's like, it's not feeling good at all. And then this is what happened that I knew I was pregnant. Okay, this happened and I was like, I'm pregnant. Okay, so the vaginal suppositories I was talking about? Vaginal suppositories that you're taking 4 times a day, whatever your doctor's telling you, twice a day, whatever it is, I was taking them 4 times a day. So I remember Sunday night comes around. It's time to do my vaginal suppositories. And I was like, okay, put the vaginal suppositories up. Maybe a little TMI here, but put the vaginal, and my entire cervix was dilated. It was gigantic. It was like I could have put my whole hand up there. I was like, oh, what's going on with my cervix? It's not the same cervix. Like, my cervix had completely, totally, entirely changed. It had dilated. It had increased. It had swollen up even. I could not feel I couldn't feel my cervix. Like when you put the vaginal suppository up, you can always feel the end of the cervix in there, the little mound where the cervix starts. There's no way I could even reach the cervix. The where you put the suppository, it was gigantic. The entire cervix had just changed entirely, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. I gotta be pregnant because this is not my cervix. And I knew that was Sunday night. That was day 6. That was the evening, day 6 evening. So I had the procedure. I had the embryo transfer on Tuesday, and this was Sunday night. And I'm talking in the course of a day, Sunday, everything changed. My cervix changed. My balance changed. My appetite changed. Okay, so now Monday comes around. And I was traveling Monday because I had the procedure done overseas. So Monday comes, and I'm in the airport, and I was counting this all to travel, right? It's not travel. It wasn't travel. So Monday, I'm traveling all day. It's hilarious. Okay, this is a funny story. I go into the airport, and I am so hungry. And I'm like, well, I'm carrying all these bags. Of course I'm hungry. I'm running around the airport, and I am so hungry. I'm so hungry. Somebody gives me an apple. I bought an apple. I took a bite out of the apple. As soon as I bit the apple, I was like, oh, I'm so full. I was like, I'm so tired. I can't eat this apple. And I'm like, this is really weird. It's really, I was so hungry. I bit the apple. I'm like, okay, I'm full. It's like Thanksgiving meal. One bite. And I was like, I gotta be pregnant. Like this is the silliest story ever. And I was like, and I just started laughing. And I'm like, I'm pregnant. But just these little vignettes of life. Okay, you look back and you're like, that's crazy. Like just these little things, and you don't even realize are happening. It's things that you don't have to look for, but they're gonna happen. Okay, and at that point, I hadn't taken a pregnancy test. I didn't think I need to. I did not need to take a pregnancy test. You know, just these major changes in your own internal body. Looking back on them, you're gonna be. They occur even before your pregnancy test, but just major changes in your own internal body will kind of set you off like this is really funny, this is really weird, and it's pregnancy. So Sunday was the was my cervical changes. Monday was the entire the way you eat, your appetite, your tastes, your smells. My smell wasn't that off by Monday, but okay, let's keep going with my symptoms here. So Monday I put all day. I was really hungry, but then I started to eat and I couldn't eat. More cervical changes. Monday, a lot of vaginal wetness. like again, I'm putting these suppositories up, so you're really in tune with your with your whole vaginal area, TMI. But you're really in tune with it, and the changes were phenomenal between the wetness, the inflammation, the dilation, the position of the cervix. It all changed in like 24 to 48 hours. It was like not my cervix. I was like, what the heck is going on in my body? But so that all changed. And then Tuesday, so exactly 1 week later, then I started having food aversions. It's like I was so hungry, but not enough to eat. There's no way I'm gonna eat that. And this, then more funny stories. So in the morning, it's like you're starving, okay? You're so hungry. And then I have a Triscuit. I eat a bite out of a Triscuit, and I can only eat half the cracker. So you're done with half the cracker, and you're like, oh, I'm so full. That was so much food. It's a half a cracker, half a Triscuit. But looking, and it still occurs to this day. So so you're like, you can't eat, you're so hungry, and you can eat half a cracker. But that's all you need. And then I put, what else did I put for Tuesday? More vaginal wetness. I started getting a little dizzy, just walking down the hallway, just not walking in a straight line. You're like, oh my goodness. So the vertigo, a little bit of nausea. A Wednesday, the nausea really picked up. So this would be, so again, procedure, so this would be 7, day 8. So day 8, the Wednesday, the next Wednesday, 8 days later, I was having food aversions, more nausea, and so I think, and then I kept my symptoms going through that Wednesday. And then a little bit out of breath. So you can get winded without much activity at all. Walking down the hallway, and it's like you don't do too much, but you can get really winded really easily by that Wednesday. Okay, so that's my day of transfer to 8 days later. And now I'm going to talk about the pregnancy, the HCG urine tests. So I actually didn't test until 7 days later, and because I was really confident, especially on day 4, 5, and even most of day 6 after transfer. I was like, I'm not taking a test. I can't do it. I would be so disappointed. I knew it was going to be negative. I was like, I don't need to take a test. I'm not pregnant. This did not work. The Sunday hit, the Sunday after the transfer, day 5, and I was like, I'm pregnant. I don't need a test. Okay. And then I ended up taking a test Tuesday. So 7 days later, on the Tuesday after the procedure, I took a test, and it was the boldest, pinkest pink line. But I didn't need a test. I didn't need a test by that point. And when I did test, I was like, I knew what the outcome was going to be. So like ultimately, I guess the takeaway story from that is that, definitely listen to the changes in your own body. If it's positive, you're probably going to know it before before you take the test. Um, and but try, if you can, if you have an embryo transfer, to wait a week, because there's a lot of stories out there. Like, I know how disappointed, I know how much you invest in the embryo transfer, like emotionally, financially, um, and I know how hard it is. I can definitely empathize with that, and how heartbreaking it is if it doesn't work. Um, but if you can wait a full week, and when you test, I'm going to assume if you can wait that 7 days, you're going to know before that 7 days, if it really does work for you. As far as breastfeeding during the embryo transfer, I was talking about earlier how I tried to really tamp down the supply when I had the embryo transfer. I kept trying to keep the supply down so the embryos would implant. Okay, so again, the procedure was on a Tuesday. Okay, I had the embryos transferred on a Tuesday. My supply plummeted. um, so I think the Wednesday after the transfer, in the course of the entire day, I had maybe 4 to 5 ounces of pumped milk throughout the entire course of that day. And I was pumping, I wasn't breastfeeding directly because I wanted to keep my prolactin down. So Wednesday, the supply was really low. Thursday, it was really low. And Friday and Saturday, I remember my supply was so super low. Again, maybe like 3 ounces pumped in the entire day. And I got really low because not only did I feel like I wasn't pregnant on day 4 and 5 post-transfer, but I felt like I also had then lost my milk supply for my 1-year-old baby. So I felt like I had failed my children. I felt like I had failed the embryos. I was like, on day 4 and 5 post-transfer, I was like, this didn't work. And I lost my milk supply for my baby. I got really, really low because of that. Then on Sunday, that was day 5 post-transfer, the end of day 5. And I told you I had those cervical changes on that Sunday, the Sunday night. My milk supply went up. And I was like, what? This is really weird. Maybe I'm just pumping more. Like, I don't know why. But I didn't account too much of it. It went up slightly on Sunday night. So Monday, day 6 post-transfer, when I had more systemic changes in my body that told me I was pregnant, my milk supply shot up through the roof. I think in one day, my milk supply probably tripled. I have no idea. Like, I didn't think this was supposed to happen, but it did. And then, so Monday, the 6 days post-transfer, milk supply went up to like 15 ounces a day. I'm like, what's going on? And my boobs didn't hurt. They were kind of throbby, like a little achy. But I just accounted it to many breast changes, like milk production changes. But then 7 and 8 days post-transfer, my milk supply has just gone through the roof. Like, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't even need to pump frequently. I can pump maybe 4 times a day, but the quantity of milk is just ludicrous. It's like 10 ounces every time I pump. I have no idea where it's coming from because I'm not eating. I'm eating half a Triscuit, half a cracker. So so I don't know what's going on with my body. No idea. It's great. I love it. But about 8 days post-transfer, I am so confident I'm pregnant, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. Loving being pregnant, loving the changes in my body, and I am so confidently pregnant. It's great. It's fantastic. So I can't wait to update you more on all these crazy changes in my body. You might be going through some crazy changes of your own. All you have to do is take it one day at a time. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to learn about it. And again, I had 2 embryos transferred, so hopefully in these upcoming videos we can find out if it's 1 baby or 2. Hopefully it's 2. That's crazy. And see what happens next. I'll tell you about my beta tests when we get those drawn next week. I'm having my first one done at 14 days post-transfer. which is a little bit late. I know some women have their betas done at like day 10, but I'm gonna wait that 14 days, and I'll update you soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.